back at it. It's Belmont Day, and I hope all the tracking trip members out there are enjoying the morning so far. What I was going to do, I was going to do a bunch of different videos, and then I realized, the Belmont Stakes video we made private for the members. I'm going to do the same with this one, and I was going to do a bunch of them, but I realized I would take up too much of everybody's morning. And we didn't get a lot of questions for a Q&A video. We could do that anytime, so that doesn't have to be for Belmont Day. Anytime there's handicapping questions or anything like that, maybe I'll get into a regular schedule with that. But what I figured I would do, and I hope all of you approve, is run through the card. I'm not going to list the tracking trip horses today. I trust they're on your stable mail. There are none that are really jumping out at us today anyway. Tenfold is on there, and he's in the Belmont, so it's always nice when we spot one that's really good early and they turn out to be good, but you already know by now who I like in the Belmont. So we're not going to cover that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk fast. It's a private video for the members only, and run through some key spots throughout the Belmont card. Try and identify some price horses that I think are really live and could win today, and kind of let you know how I'm going to structure some of my wages and what I'm going to do. So pardon me for looking down. I want to look at my notes, so I don't miss anything, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. So we'll get right to it. Like I said, this is not for the public. This is for the membership, as was the Belmont video, but I like to keep things professional for all of you, so I will do my best. The first race on the card, I think, is wide open. I'm not going to steer anybody in any direction there, and I'm probably just going to just watch it myself. The second race, the Easy Goer, we get right to the stakes. I think it's an interesting race. I'm not really going to get too involved in it. I think Mask is very eligible back on a fast track. Rugby Man looks like a nice horse. Soltash, another one going back to a fast track, might not like the slop at Pimlico. Prince Lucky, another one, only been in Pletcher's Barn for a short time. Sloppy track, Sunland Park race. I don't know, maybe we can make an excuse for both of them there, and maybe peg him as a live long shot. And Shug's horse, breaking the rules, looks like a runner, no doubt about that. I did bet High North last time, as a lot of you know. I don't like him today. I don't like, he looked loaded last time when they turned for home, just didn't have anything. Runs back in this spot. Cox is very dangerous, but I just don't like the way he looked when he turned for home. Looked like he was going to be loaded and go on with it, and then when there's no gas in the tank. So if there's an excuse for that one, I'm not aware of it, so I'm going to stay away from him. The third race I find very interesting. I think Ivy Bell stretching out for Pletcher, 12-1 on the morning line, which is really, really generous. And there have been some way off morning lines at Belmont lately. I don't care what anybody says. That Neil Drysdale horse that won the other day, Blessed Halo, I like that 30-1 on the morning line the other day. I mean, there's been a lot of them that have been way, way, way out of whack. And a couple of them won too. But I think Ivy Bell is really live on the stretch out. This is another one Pletcher's only had a short period of time. I think the one-turn stretch out is ideal as opposed to 2 turns. I liked her last time out of that race. I loved Lewis Bay yesterday, and we saw her explode. And I think this one is very eligible to run real big out of that race as well. She actually beat Lewis Bay sprinting. So Ivy Bell, in my opinion, is a must-use. Pacific Wind is a tracking trips horse. Think she's a really, really nice gal. Very, very talented. Brave filly, seen her go inside between horses. Went wide last time, still won. The number didn't come back on the Thoroughgraph as good as I would have liked to have seen it last time, but that said, she's still super live. And I think Abel Tasman can bounce back big time. So there's 3 that I like in that race. The Acorn, interesting race to me also. Monomoy Girl, tough as nails, very legitimate, no question about it. But Talk View to me, the bottom horse, with Jose Ortiz, the 7, Also very intriguing. I could not leave her out in this spot. Well drawn, very dangerous. That's a too deep race for me. And that bottom filly, she'll be a nice price in there. So, she's really, really live in my opinion and can definitely make noise here. The Brooklyn. We get to see him go 1.5 miles on the dirt, not 3-year-olds. I'm looking for a really big race from Take Your Guns, Chad's horse. That's another one they've got 6-1 on the morning line. That would be awfully, awfully generous. I don't know that we're going to get 6-1. He's probably my top choice in there. The other two, hard study, tough as nails. Going to be a handful to beat in that race, no question about it. And Lucha's horse, and Lucha's been on fire betting lately. I don't know if you watch the guy on Twitter, but he invests like an animal. So you're going to hit like that when you invest that kind of money. You just are. But his horse, War Story, he fits here. He really does. So I've got a hard time throwing him out. So I would probably be 3 deep there with those 3, but definitely lean to Take Your Guns. In the 6th race, the Jaipa, sprinting on the grass, wide open race. My top choice is the bottom horse, Holden Gold. I think there's enough pace for him to run really, really well. Tyler Gaffleone is in to ride him. He's riding really well right now. He's a young, hungry, aggressive rider. He'll be pumping for all he's worth down the lane. I think this one will be coming and can definitely get up. Not a single, maybe, but I don't think I'm going to single, but definitely a horse I would go back at. I make those final decisions late, so, but he's a must-use in my opinion, along with anybody else you might like. The next race, the Woody Stevens, very interesting race. Spread race for me, definitely. I do think that Kantaka, Jerry Hollendorfer's horse, is probably the horse to beat. Hollendorfer doesn't ship for nothing. Promises Fulfilled, who I made a nice score on in the Fountain of Youth, is turning back and I think is also very dangerous. Strike Power, turning back, also very dangerous. Those 3 are my top, but I could see a horse that doesn't figure and looks too slow, like Give Me a Mint for Dallas Stewart, and a couple of others even, the Tabulator for Larry Lavelli, another one that, may fit here better than he looks, but, the 3 I lean to are definitely Kantaka, Promises Fulfilled, and Strike Power. Those are the 3 that are top on my list. The Just a Game, great race. I think On Leave is the horse to beat. Loves Belmont, loves the mile. Should be tough as nails here. Hopefully Manny Franco's okay after a frightening spill yesterday. I think Lull is dangerous on the front end. But again, that's a race where in the pick 4 I may use 5 or 6. But then I'm going to go back and have the big ticket with probably just On Leave and Lull on the big ticket. So 1 ticket with about 5 or 6 horses that I think can win. And then the go back ticket with those 2 who I think are my top 2 choices in there. I'd be hard pressed to use only one of them though. I think I got to use both. Okay, the Met Mile, always a great race. I'll talk a little bit more about that one than some of the others. A lot of different ways you can go, and historically I always found that sprinters do very well in the Met Mile. You've got a couple of them in here. You got Mind Your Biscuits, very live. You got Ransom the Moon, very live. You got Limousine Liberal, very live. You got Warriors Club, very live. All these horses are live, but you got to go somewhere and you got to narrow somewhere. So I lean to 2 again in this race. I think B Jersey is a super talented horse, very, very fast, definitely handles the mile. And I don't think if one of those sprinters decides to go and goes for the lead, which those sprinters stretching out to a mile, we're just not quite sure that A, they're going to show speed, and B, that they're going to have that same kick. But speed does hold in the Met. Quality speed horses can carry it a mile. So If one of them goes, they could be dangerous, but if none of them go, I think B Jersey gets the lead. And again, I don't think he needs it. I think he can sit second or third and accelerate and get that lead at the top of the stretch if he has to, or already be on the lead at the top of the stretch and be tough to reel in. So I'm going to use a couple there, but the two I'm going to lean on are definitely B Jersey, and the next one is the outside horse, Awesome Slew. And they both should be about 5-6 to 1. So in the pick 4s, 5s, and 6s, they'll be nice and help the payoffs. Awesome Slew, I think, is sitting on a really big race. I've got some excuses and trip issues in his last couple. I think he gets the perfect setup today on the outside, the perfect pace, the perfect trip, the perfect field, and I think he can make a lot of noise and do a lot of damage in this race. If Johnny's riding aggressive and good, I think he's going to be coming. I think he's going to be tough to hold off, and I think he's, he's probably the horse that, if I'm right about B Jersey, that he has to beat. I'd be split between those two being my top choices. In the turf race, I won't steer anybody any which way that you want to go. It's a great race, but I will share a horse that's definitely going to be on my tickets and definitely going to be a big price, and that's Manitoulin. Manitoulin looks to me like he's sitting on a big forward move here. He's gone forward a lot of points, second off the layoff on Thoroughgraph in the past. I think he's going to do it again. Is that going to be enough to get him into the winner's circle? Well, that's going to depend a lot on pace and trip, but I definitely think he's going to run an improved race, be coming, and I think we're going to hear from him for sure. In the 12th race, after the Belmont Stakes is over, in case you are inclined to seek more fun, there's a couple of different horses you can use, but a horse that makes his way on all of my tickets is Mott's horse, Kunko, or Kunko, the 4 with Junior Alvarado. Bad trip last time, a little iffy trip, and some question marks the time before that. I think all systems go today, and I think he can, he's 20 to 1 on the morning line. I think that's way too high. I think he's got a shot to win it all, and he'll make that extra late pick 4 if you're still going for that. Interesting. So in the last race, my top choice is another one that I think is way too high on the morning line, and that's not why I'm picking these horses. I'm just pointing that out. I don't bet the morning line or even off the line at all. I bet who I like, but I think Pletcher's horse, Auto Straight, very dangerous, stretching out to the 1-turn elongated race there. He's a must-use for me. Now, neither of those two in the last two are going to be singles. There's others I'm going to use. So, of course, use whoever you like. I'm not even sure who I'm going to use. It really depends on how things go, how the track is playing, and, those adjustments we make during the course of the day. And I'll try and share some of them on the live Twitter feed if I can. Remember, on the Twitter feed, I need 2 things from everybody. I need you to email me with your Twitter handle and your Tracking Trips username. If you just send me one and, not the other, it really doesn't help me identify the legitimate people trying to get on, because I get inundated with people who I don't know who they are, and I don't know if they're members every day. It's ridiculous. And it says right on the feed, it's for members of Tracking Trips only. People don't listen. I need you to send a follow request. And I need you to give me both of those things in an email so I know who you are and I can get you on there quick. If you've done one or the other, but not all together, I apologize for not being able to get you on. It's just too many in there for me to try and figure out who everybody is. So that said, enjoy the day, everybody. This is a private video for the Tracking Trip members, so I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to go real fast. If I talk too fast, I apologize, but if you listen faster, you could probably catch up, so that'll work out. And if I slow down, then we won't cover everything we want to cover. So enjoy the day. Let's make some money. I'll try and put some updated stuff, if there is any, on the Twitter feed. I hope you like this format. We're not going to do it all the time. Normally, I'm going to do written analysis along with some videos. Today, I'm just doing the video because I got a lot of work to do too, and today's a focus day, so I tried to share my key thoughts throughout the card. Hopefully helps out a little bit. And any questions during the day, shoot me a message. I'll try and get to them. I will be busy today, but enjoy the day. Hofburg, we'll see what happens. Should be very, very, very interesting. We get that pressure on Justify a little early. May work out. And if not, we got some dirt back there from Churchill Downs track when Justify broke the Apollo curse and won the Derby. So if he becomes a Triple Crown winner, that Derby be a little bit more special. So it's all good. And that's how I'm going to play it. I'm doing a pick six pool for Churchill Downs today. I haven't really decided how I'm gonna approach that. There's a lot of money in the pool that I got to bet. I'm going to bet most of it on one big ticket. That's what I do on those pick sixes. So stay tuned and let's have some fun. Ciao for now, everybody. Enjoy the day and God bless.